guys, welcome to the fourth episode of the Kill Feed podcast. I'm Tom, joined with me as ever by Owen.
Owen, woo!
Woo! Owen! What a fucking ridiculous week.
Yeah, we've all been coroned out. But esports lives, so it's fine.
Esports does live on, you're right there. We will be going over all the major gossip news in the esports scene, and no doubt Corona will come up 95% of the time. Just changes to the Corona cast.
Basically, yeah. There's no way of avoiding it, so we're in it. We're all in it together now. We're all in this together.
There's already someone making a Corona cast podcast, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We are all in this together. Right.
All right, cool. Do you want to dive straight in on the old Overwatch League?
Overwatch League. Wow. Wowee. So, our predictions didn't matter a whole lot last week, did they?
Not a bit. So I'm calling it a win. That's my best prediction week so far.
Yeah, we nailed it last week. So, for those that weren't with us last week, we recorded the podcast. Everything went brilliantly. I finally edited it, and then just as I was about to push the render button, they put out a statement saying, "Yeah, all homestands cancelled because of the coronavirus."
Yeah. Do you know what the funny thing is from the very last thing that I said in the podcast last week was, as long as they don't cancel the London homestand, I'm fine because I got tickets for that. And then it was like, bam, London's cancelled. They're all cancelled.
Oh dear. Imagine how bad it would have been though if they just cancelled the London one and kept
just
all
the London
others.
one. Yeah, everything else is fine, but London's cancelled. Get fucked.
Yeah, you've been good.
Yeah.
So, all of the homestands are now cancelled.
For March and April, right? Or is it for the whole season?
Well, they said they put out a statement because no one really knows what's going on in the greater scheme of the world right now.
True.
Part of their statement reads, "We plan to return to team-hosted homestand competitions in front of a live audience as soon as it is safe and logistically possible. Because many of our teams and players haven't played yet, we will be moving All-Star Weekend to after the 2020 season and are cancelling the mid-season tournament. Further All-Star details will be announced in the future." On that special broadcast that they did for Watchpoint on Sunday, they stated that all matches would be moving to an online format. All-Stars would be moved to the end of the season, which makes sense because you need everyone there, and you can't do that if
makes sense.
There's a massive virus risk, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So there was a bit of a scramble to find some sort of scheduling, I imagine, because this week we have 4 matches.
Which is kind of what we've seen so far because of the cancelled homestands, right? We've seen essentially like one homestand in, say, the US go ahead, whereas like the Asian counterpart wasn't able to go ahead, so we've kind of seen like 4 to 6 games in a weekend or something.
Yeah. And we'll get on to the whole scheduling thing later on because, oh boy. But we'll carry on from where we are at the moment. So there's 4 games this weekend over Saturday and Sunday.
Yep. It's actually a stacked weekend of matches.
Oh, yeah, listen.
The teams that are playing, I'm looking forward to seeing. We get an LA derby.
The Battle of Los Angeles, I believe they call it.
Yeah, it's going to be dope.
Yeah.
See Seoul Dynasty for the first time.
Yeah, and they get to play San Francisco Sharks.
I'm glad it is. I mean, it's a baptism of fire for the new Dynasty roster, but I mean, if they come out swinging, that's a statement made. And if they lose, then it's kind of like, they weren't supposed to win anyway, so they can't really. Do you know what I mean? It's no big deal if they don't win this weekend, but if they do win, then it's big.
Should we move on to predictions then, as we're talking in that context?
Yep, sure.
So, do you think that Seoul Dynasty have nothing to lose?
I I don't know they have nothing to lose, because if they get absolutely just full health on every map, then. But in the grand scheme of things, it's kind of like nothing to lose. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward one because they haven't played for so long, and then if they show up and they're trash, you could say, oh, but they haven't had a chance to play in that environment.
Yeah.
But it's all online now.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, it's a roster rebuild, so we'll see Gesture, Prophet, and Bedosin on this Seoul Dynasty roster for the first time.
Yeah, I was going to mention a couple of old London players on that roster now. That'd be interesting.
It's going to be sad for me.
But
But I'm excited to see those players play and see how they get on. It should be a stronger roster, in my opinion, than they had last season. So
yeah, absolutely. I think the Michelle and Marvel, I think, did quite well last season. Toby's a bit of a hit and miss.
Toby's OG.
I know Toby's OG, but Rouge Hong is OG, and he's not done amazing since coming in. To OWL anyway.
Yeah,
Apex,
yeah. I mean, it depends. Like, Jae-hong's like an Ana specialist, right? Zen was never as good for him as Ana, and now we're kind of like potentially adjusting towards Ana like slightly more often. Just because of the hero bans and
might
stuff,
well
right?
suit them more.
But yeah, I don't know. I like the Seoul Dynasty's first. So the first match of the weekend, Seoul Dynasty versus San Francisco Shock.
And
I think Shock win, but I think Dynasty might push it closer than we think.
I think they might take a map off of them.
Yeah.
The only thing I worry about with Shock is complacency. We didn't necessarily see it last season, but I just feel like sometimes they're a little bit too cocky, you know?
Yeah. But then sometimes that just pays off because you've got no fear, right? So you just like this team, like Prophet and Gesture as a duo are incredibly scary. They just have this like connection that's just really frightening for enemy backlines. I know we won't see them on Dive this week because Winston's not in the hero pool.
No, we'll go on to hero pools later because there's been some changes to that format as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I think it's probably like a 3-1 San Francisco.
Yeah, I think that sounds right to me as well.
I just think they don't show any fear to that Dynasty team. And
no, certainly not.
The next match, I think, is going to be like a proper good game, though. LA versus
these
LA.
These matches always seem to be
always good. Always good. It's like players definitely show up for the derby.
Oh, absolutely. Now it'd be interesting to see if the Scrimbucks are still paying off for the Valiant.
This will be the teller whether Valiant are good or whether Valiant are overhyped right now.
They do, however, have the best eyebrows in the Overwatch League.
Dude looks like Charlie from Busted. Shut up.
He looks like the guy from Riverdale.
I don't know what Riverdale is.
Oh, you're blessed. It's a Netflix thing.
Oh, okay. I'm probably better off not knowing.
Yeah. Imagine like I don't know, like the OC, but in 2019 for Netflix generation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like high school. Yeah, soap opera. Yeah.
Fair enough. But still, I think it's going to be a close match. I actually kind of want to give it to. I actually want to go with Valiant over Gladiators in this one. I just think they played without fear last time, and I think they're going to do the same. I think
they absolutely did. Yeah. Yeah. The only thing, like this Gladiators team, on paper, is good, but I can't remember. I don't think they were that convincing when I saw them play, albeit it was very early on in the start of the season.
Yeah.
Because it's a roster rebuild again. They kept their support line.
Yeah, kept the support line. Trio, isn't it? They got three Finnish healers, I think. I know they've run with Shaz and Big Goose.
Shaz and Big Goose, yeah.
But don't they have Shax as well? Isn't Shax a...
No.
No? Oh, shut up.
If in doubt, have the Liquipedia team article open whilst you're talking about. That's what I do.
I just did.
Yeah, no, they got Shaz and Big Goose, and their other Finnish counterpart is LH Cloudy, and he's a tank.
Oh, okay. I'll just be quiet then.
But
I swear they had someone. Maybe they let him go. Maybe they let him go over summer or something.
Maybe. That tank line of Space and OGE is just so tasty, and I want to see it pay dividends.
Yeah, and actually Cloudy played one of their matches as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wasn't that against Vancouver?
I think it was,
their first game. Everyone expected OG to roll out.
Let me just have a real quick looky. Yeah, it was. It was a 2-3 loss against Vancouver Titans.
Yeah. So they've got they got a bit of flexibility with their tank line.
Yeah. I mean, they started off strong against that match against Titans. They took Nepal and then lost the 2 matches afterwards.
Yeah.
Won on Dorado and lost on map 5. So to push Titans to map 5 was no easy feat.
No, not at all. Who are you banking for in that match?
I think you flip a coin, you know.
I'm going Valiant. I've pinned out my flag in Valiant.
Oh, Shax is on Valiant, by the way.
Oh.
He is Norwegian.
I'll just be quiet.
Denmark. He's a Dane.
Okay.
Sorry, I need to get my flags right.
He is Denmark. The whole.
You're gonna go. You're going Valiant.
Yeah, I'm going Valiant.
Oh, see, I don't. Yeah.
3, 2, 1, pick.
Valiant.
Hey.
I'm going for the McGravy baby.
We're gonna both look so stupid next week.
Yeah, when they 3-0 them.
yeah, exactly.
It's always the way.
Yeah. But the next game is Gladiators versus Seoul. So how do you think Gladiators match up against that Seoul team?
Well, that is Birdwing against his old buddies, isn't it?
It is.
Now, I've always wondered.
Bad man for me, I'll be honest. All my favourite players have gone to these two teams. And Fury's over at Fusion, just like kicking back, chilling with Poco, like
sitting on the bench. He doesn't play
for mostly. Yeah, it's mad.
I always wonder, like, when a player leaves a team and then they come up against their old teammates, do they like want to say like, oh, he normally does this or that or XYZ, you know? Like,
oh, I'm sure they do. They know each other pretty well now. I'm pretty sure they'll be talking.
Because they've played together for a while, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will feel better after seeing Seoul Dynasty because
this is the thing. We don't know what Dynasty are like at all.
I've wanted Dynasty to be good for so long.
I'm gonna pin on Dynasty. I've just got this feeling about them this season. What,
actually turning up?
Yeah, I think they're gonna be decent this season. I think they're gonna beat Gladiators. It's gonna be a close game, but I think they beat Gladiators.
I think on paper, you look at the teams. I think Gladiators are better. Dynasty are better. Sorry, Jesus. Yeah, I was really impressed with Michelle and Marvel last season.
Yeah.
Last match of the weekend. Los Angeles Valiant against San Francisco Shock. This could be an upset. Ooh.
I think Valiant are good, but I just think Shock are still probably the best team in the league.
It will.
This could all fall apart on against Dynasty. Like I could be totally wrong by the start of the weekend, first match, but I think Shock are just gonna like destroy people again this season.
I imagine so, and it's hard not to see that. I mean, they haven't made any sweeping changes. They brought in that young Ans, the DPS player.
Yep.
And that is it for acquisitions.
I think that was fine for them, to be honest. They were so flexible across different hero pools and metas and stuff. I just didn't think they needed to.
You don't change up a winning formation,
Yeah.
If they went and said, "Nah, we'll just rebuild the roster," it would have been fucking ludicrous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't see anything but shock clapping people, to be fair. So.
Yeah.
3-0.
I agree. Yeah. Shock win.
3-0. GG easy.
That's all of the matches, isn't it? That's our predictions done.
Yeah, because there's only 4 matches this weekend.
Yep. Okay, cool. Do you want to talk about the changes to the hero pool before we talk about the schedule going forward for the next few weeks? Or do you want to do it the other way around?
No, let's do hero pool. The changes to the hero pool. So they're still going to do a raffle system and not change it to anywhere like it should be, where it's mirrors the live environment, which I think is pretty dumb, but whatever.
Yep.
This was in that special announcement stream that they did on Watchpoint, where they announced the changes to the hero pool raffle. In that, prior to this change that I will go into in a minute, any hero over 10% pick rate had the same amount of tickets.
Yeah.
Compared to others, so therefore, you saw Winston get banned, even though he was 10.1%.
Yeah.
I believe Soldier's banned this week.
Yeah. Winston, Soldier, and Sombra, and Lucio. I think were banned this week.
Yes, pretty sure.
Yeah.
But compared to Soldier being banned, that's not going to have any effect on the meta whatsoever, because of the meta that was being played before that. He was such a niche pick that it wouldn't be impactful at all.
Yeah.
So they're now putting in a system where if a hero has between 10 and 25% play rate, they have 1 ticket. 25 to 50% play rate, 2 tickets. 50 to 75% play rate, 3 tickets. And 75 plus, 4 tickets, therefore more likely to be pulled out.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
It does make sense. It's a shame that it took this long for them to really iron it out.
It does, I agree, but it's such a new way of looking at the game and things like that. It's such a new system that I kind of got to give them a little bit of leeway here, because they've only done 2 weeks. They've noticed within 2 weeks that it wasn't working. It's quite a quick change. Do you know what I mean?
For them, yeah.
Yeah, given that normally balance patches take 6 months from Blizzard.
Yeah, and they weren't particularly clear about this on stream, how it was working. So shout out to Liz Richardson from the Daily Dot and Overwatch League for making it super clear on Twitter how this works. Because once again, their messaging was just a bit of a mess. Yeah. I love the desk. I love all of them, but sometimes it can be a little bit too wacky. There's too much going on, too many jokes trying to be made, and sometimes messaging can be a bit muddled up.
Yeah, I agree. It's perfect for a match day, but when they're trying to deliver actual information, it's kind of just hang on, slow the fuck down. Tell me what's happening.
Yeah. They also went into why they're not just banning heroes outright on hero pick rate, and that is because of the frequency of the bans being on a week basis. There's no point having. You would only have 2 metas then, because you would have meta A where the meta B heroes aren't banned, and then meta B where meta A heroes are banned.
Yeah.
And it would just seesaw or flip flop from week to week.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfectly reasonable reason. Makes sense to me. I'm quite happy with this new system, actually. I think it works. Well, we'll see if it works.
We'll see. Should we move on to the schedule?
Oh, yes. I'd say there's a lot to cover, purely based on the fact that there's a lot to cover. Prediction section's going to be a whole fucking podcast on its own next week.
We're just going to have to be super fucking concise, aren't we?
Literally just have to pick a team, not say anything.
I'd seen on my timeline that they wanted to get Asian teams playing as soon as possible. And Jesus wept, are they? Because there is 16 matches next week, Owen.
Well, if you're going to be quarantined now and you're a fan of Overwatch League, now is the time to fucking quarantine. Like, holy shit. When you said to me that there were 16 matches being played, I was like, oh wow, that's pretty fucking crazy. And then I opened up the schedule. I was like, holy fuck. This is fucking crazy.
Yep.
It's wild. I mean, it's great. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a shitload of matches. Literally, if you live in the UK, you can watch a match at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 6 p.m., 8 p.m., 10 p.m. Like,
holy shit, yeah.
That's your whole Saturday. Like, you can watch Overwatch League in the morning. You can go, go down the shops, stock up on your toilet roll, come home, and then spend your entire night watching Overwatch League, and then rinse and repeat the following morning. There's 5 a.m., 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m., 11 p.m. It even rolls into Monday morning. So matches start this weekend in the UK. So, like, if you're anywhere else, sorry, you'll have to figure it out. But 8 a.m. Saturday morning is the first game, and then the last game is Monday at 5 a.m. It's like a full 48 hours of matches. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, they had to get matches played, okay?
I agree. They need to crank these matches out, but I would have liked to seen some of them be spread out during the week, because I feel like this is a massive fucking content overload.
Yeah.
That's a lot to take in.
That's my only criticism of this is, why not just spread it out through the week?
The worry...
It's online.
Yeah. The worry would be, I suppose, is that if you ended up having teams play midweek, hero bans change at the weekend.
Yeah, that is a good point.
They might have to play again at the weekend. So a team might play on a Wednesday and a Saturday, while other teams are playing on like a Sunday and a Saturday. Shit like that. I get it, but it is kind of fucking wild.
It is wild. I mean, I saw they announced the casters for March 21st to 22nd is Hex and Joel, Sideshow and Bren.
Wait, just 2 sets of casters?
For March 21st to 22nd, so that's...
Oh, that's this weekend. That's
this weekend. Sorry, yeah, that's fine, because God knows what they're going to do next weekend. They'll be knackered. Sorry, everyone working for them will be. Researchers, Jesus, like 16 matches.
They're just gonna have to have the whole casting crew available for that, right? 16 matches. How many sets do they have? They have four sets of casters.
They have ZP and Jake, Brennan Sideshow, Mr. X and Uber, 4, and Jules and Hex.
Oh no, they have Achilles and Wolf as well.
Oh yeah, Wolf and Achilles. Yep, sorry.
They have 5.
Sorry, my Apex brethren.
I feel like they're probably going to have to just draft everyone in and hope for the best, because otherwise everybody's going to end up not being able to talk by next weekend.
What happens on the desk? Do you have a desk?
Everybody gets fucking tired.
I don't... It can't be a...
I think they have a desk, but... Oh, man, that's such a long day. That would be killer. Maybe you bring in a couple of... Maybe you just bring in another host. Like, let Zoe do one... Let the usual guys do one day, and maybe have another desk the second day.
Maybe. I mean, if there was ever a time to call on contenders at casting talent, here it is.
Yeah.
Just give them a shot. Let them prove their worth, you know?
Yeah.
It's better than burn out. You don't want Uber on his fucking 8th match by Monday morning, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree.
There's only so much hype that man can bring.
So, like, throat bleeding, still trying to rap god it. Like,
it's like, Oh my god! Super with the 6-man shatter.
If you keep going with the schedule, it just stays huge for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah, for those unaware, I'm currently isolated due to my personal situations, so I got a lot of Overwatch to watch.
So until the basically the schedule is massive every week until the 9th of May. That's when it finally drops back down. We basically have 20 games a week until until the 9th of May.
They cancelled the league. Well, they didn't cancel the league. They cancelled all the homestands. I was going, what a fucking time to start an Overwatch podcast. Oh my god. And then they just go, nope. 20 games a week now. Boom,
I'm
boom,
currently
boom.
still at work, so you can just like take all of that basically.
You know that gif of the cat at the like keyboard just going like,
yeah.
That's gonna be me for the next week. Trying to make notes of these games.
Yeah.
I struggled with 3 a day. Not 8.
Oh, it's gonna be wild. At least it'll be a laugh. Hopefully we'll see some good Overwatch. It'll be interesting seeing it online, because some teams will play better in a live situation, and some teams, like, it won't make a difference. Some teams will be objectively shit online. Like, I really don't know. And obviously latency comes into it a little bit as well. Yeah. Probably not loads, but probably a little bit.
Yeah. Jane mentioned it. Apparently they're on 50 ms.
Wow.
Which is not ideal.
If it becomes like Widow is not going to be as sharp as we've seen in Overwatch League so far. But we'll just have to see how it goes. Like, I'd rather games get played than this go on until like next June. Season 3 of Overwatch League lasts like a solid year and a half.
It's been a bit of a mess this year, hasn't it?
It's just unfortunate, man. The year that they turn it to home matches, like a geo.
Well, they would have had to.
It's just nightmare fuel.
Well, you think if they were still in LA, they would have had to have gone online anyway. But it's just a shame that they were.
But at least they would have
focusing
literally
on marketing.
been playing on the same servers like all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, I think we probably talked about that enough. There's a little bit of interesting information right here that I've just highlighted on the document.
All right. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know what this sort of it comes up on my screen as anonymous minx, and I didn't know what it was. Like, can you see when I highlight stuff?
Yes.
Holy shit! I did not know that. I didn't know what that was about. I thought it was like a
Tom's learning the ways of Google Docs as we speak.
I might have just typed a message to Owen. I did not know that. Yeah, no, totally, yeah. Prior to... Well, when was it? Was it BlizzCon? I believe it was BlizzCon. When they announced all the Overwatch 2 bells and whistles. We got a new game coming out. And everyone went, oh my god.
We're going to get content this year.
Yeah, and they were like, we're going to have one more hero. And there's going to be an asterisk there, because I don't think it might just be one more hero before Overwatch 2. And it looks like they're finally pushing forward with Echo.
Yeah, I think so.
So what's that, 2 teasers in 2 days?
Yeah, 2 teasers in 2 days. The first one, let me try and find it a sec.
Was just one of those like log images, you know.
Yeah, so it's a personal log of Dr. Mina Liao. I'm assuming I pronounced that right. Sorry if I'm wrong. But basically, it's just like a little bit of background information about us. Like, they talk about artificial life. And we know Echo is like obviously like AI.
She's an omnic, possibly.
Well, we're talking about AI, so she's like definitely robot body, but seems like a kind of like intelligent life being. So there's a little bit to talk about that. And then today we saw like a little sound clip.
Yeah, all the Overwatch League accounts are just memeing on it because it sounds like someone going crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. They have something in place. They know how to build hype. The rumor is that she will be on the PCR on the 19th, but we shall see. I hope that she's a support.
What did we have last? Sigma?
What?
Or was Baptiste last?
Sigma.
So we're due a DPS character.
No. We've got too many. I'm sorry, but
well,
we do.
If they go in cycle, then we're due DPS. It could be support, but I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Sigma was last.
From her video. From her video. Do you remember the Overwatch 2 announcement video they did? The 8-minute long hype fucking trailer that was amazing. It was so good. I love it. Well, their cinematics are amazing. But yeah, she appears in that and she flies in and she like blasts the shit out of the robot. She does no support work. She looks like a DPS character.
Yeah. You look at that game, especially now Rollock is the thing. There's 5 tanks? There's like 5 tanks, 5 support, and 27 DPS.
Yeah. I'd like to see them.
Go on.
I'd like to see them adjust some of the current DPS heroes.
What, like they did with Sim and Sombra?
Yeah. I'd actually like to see a change to Ashe in a big way. And coincidentally, I saw a post about this on Reddit earlier, and someone made a really good point, which is fucking rare for Reddit. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And they said that Ashe is bad, and which is obviously correct. But it's mostly because she feels clunky to play. In a game that is extremely fluid, Ashe is probably the single most clunky character in the game. Like the delay on aim down sights before you can shoot, the delay between shots, the way that her targeting works. I don't know about you, but every time my crosshair is on someone's head, I click, I miss. It just feels so strange when you play her above any other hero.
She's a precision shot hero, so she's a hit scan. But when you ADS with her, it feels like you're shooting with Mei.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really.
But she's not built that way.
Yeah.
She's built to be able to, sort of bridge that gap between Soldier and Widow a little bit, and offer a little bit of both.
Yeah, and I think if they eliminated that delay between ADS and being able to fire, and obviously fix the way that her bullets seem to work, I think she'd be really fun. That's one of the
high
things.
Mobility.
She's not that high mobility. She has better mobility than McCree, but less mobility than Widow. Do you know what I mean?
Widow, yeah.
She sits in that gap between the two, and I like that.
That's what I think the heroes that they're bringing out need to be able to do is offer something a little bit different. Because if they bring out Echo and she has one cool ability, but this hero here does that a little bit better, this hero here does that a little bit better, she'll just be another Ashe.
Well, I just feel like she's. I feel like Echo's going to come in and she's basically going to be a challenge to Pharah.
All right, okay.
Because we know that Echo can fly, right? And she seems to have rockets or missiles that she fires.
It would be interesting.
So it'd be interesting to see what she actually does. I'm keen to see what she does. I don't play a lot of Overwatch anymore, but I'd be really keen to see what she does. Man. Yeah, it's not currently installed on my PC. Sorry, boys.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That is very sad.
No, that's a lie. It's installed, but I haven't updated it since the New Year event.
Oh, right.
Which is
it's not big up. It's not cold. Don't worry.
It's not like a 50 gig update.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Was there anything else you wanted to cover on Overwatch?
No, I think that's everything. To be fair, they haven't put out any $2 million jackets this week, so that's good.
He's so bitter about it. He's so cross about it.
I'm so angry.
It's fine.
Right.
I understand where you're coming from with that one.
I do have one little thing to say about merchandise. Okay, so we are on week 7. Those jerseys are still on pre-order. What's that about? What is that about? Come on. You know?
There have been a lot of failings with this season, right? Mm-hmm. I know some of them, a lot of them aren't their fault, but there have been some big failings this season.
Oh yeah.
Never mind.
Let's move on to more positive things. Woo! The coronavirus is really fucking things up in the sports world, isn't it?
Yeah, but not for esports, baby.
Because we nerds can play online.
Yay! Until the internet goes down, then we're all fucked.
Yeah, Xbox Live went down the other night, and everyone was freaking out on my timeline. Like, not now.
That's actually pretty crazy. Yeah. But they came back up like the next morning, I think. So hopefully that was like a one-time thing for any Xbox users.
Yeah, totally. So all major esports tournaments and leagues are moving to online formats. All the big boys are not messing with this at all.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Why not?
Yeah.
You can still provide a desk. You can still provide casters. You can still provide. So none of those people like lose out on their jobs. None of the fans lose out on content. All the players get to play, compete for money,
and you ensure health and safety for everybody.
Yeah, I mean it's been a long-term viable option for esports anyway. Like look at any grassroots like esport. That's where it's bred.
Yeah, it's where it come from in the first place anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
so
I mean, they'll be reluctant to do it a little bit because obviously they're going to lose a lot of money in ticket sales and other things and promotions and whatnot, advertisements.
Sure.
But end of the day, you just got to do it.
Yeah, I'd rather it went ahead. I'd rather it went ahead than we all just sit around waiting for the next 6 months for something to happen.
Yeah, and you just end up. Everything just decays and gets worse at that point, and people lose interest.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like imagine if like Overwatch League didn't go ahead for like 6 months. In 6 months' time, will anybody really care about season 3? With a 6-month break, really?
A lot of hardcore esports enthusiasts say that people don't care about it now, but still. Yeah. I think they're just salty that League is pretty much suspended for the meantime. But actually, they've just announced that League of Legends will in Korea. The LEC will be going back online. LEC or LCS? I can't quite remember. Sorry.
LCS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the online move is good. I'm happy.
Yep. You watched a little bit of the Flashpoint.
Yeah, so
the weekend.
Actually, Flashpoint week 1 was played on LAN. Like while everybody else kind of had already moved away, Flashpoint stuck with,
they were still playing. They were still
LAN
playing
format. So it's basically in an empty studio though. But then early rounds of like CS majors and big like Masters tournaments are all played on LAN, but just in empty rooms. So it's kind of like fairly standard for CS.
Yeah.
First thing to mention about Flashpoint is that it's kind of like a tier 2 tournament, which is fine. It's not going to challenge ESL, given like based on the quality of the teams, but it's great that tier 2 teams have like a legitimate platform to play it. But they went in on their production.
Oh yeah.
They statement was made with the like intro, which I linked you to earlier in the weekend.
Oh yeah, no.
It's just like a hype video. It's just straight up hype video as their like intro. to the production. It's so good.
Yeah. Someone asked Monty about it on Twitter, and he said that he literally tried to beg Overwatch League staff to make hype videos, and they said that it wasn't worth their time.
And that's all we need to know about Activision Blizzard, everybody.
Yeah.
But now let's talk about a real esport. Yeah. So, so yeah, Flashpoint. It's split into 2 groups, and they have really horrific names for the groups.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Snakes and Rattles is essentially Group A, and then Group B is called Group of Assisted Living. I don't know how they came up with these names, but they're shit, and they need to stop. Just stop. Group A and Group B is fine. Not everything has to be a thing.
Yeah, they're trying to make it a bit too jokey. But Group A is called in-game feeders. Like, okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Not everything has to be a thing.
Yeah, I fully agree. But we had some decent games, and the banter between opposing players during the matches has been like one of the main highlights. And one of the things they said about Flashpoint was they wanted it to be all about the players and all about the storylines. And listening to Smurya scream "peek me" after getting like a 2K with the AWP is like one of my favorite things like in esports ever.
He didn't just scream it; he fucking bellowed it from the bottom of his fucking bowels. Like, he gave it some, you know.
It's so good. But that's the sort of thing that I want to see. I want to see shit talk in esports.
You want to see passion?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
like in Overwatch League, I want someone to stand up and I want them to do the slit throat, like fucking drag the thumb across the neck. I want to see like someone do that to another team. I want them to like actually bury them mentally. Like, so I want to see something like that in Overwatch League.
So basically, you want Attitude Era WWF in esports.
Yeah, I want someone just to pick them up and throw them over the desk.
Oh my god, it's a stutter!
But it just So I actually, despite the like quality of some of these teams being a little bit lower. We saw some good CS, and the hype from the players was amazing. So actually, I think it got off to a really, really good start. I was really impressed. I think this is the first time Monty has ever hosted a CS desk as well.
Yes, I believe
obviously
so.
He worked in League, and I think he worked in StarCraft before League, and then has worked in Overwatch as well. So, but yeah, for all intents and purposes, he did a really good job. I saw him post up saying like he hoped he did a good job, and sort of running through the comments, everyone in the comments seems to think he did a good job as well. So, and let's be honest, people at Twitter are pretty fast to let their opinion known. So if they thought he did a bad job, it would have been there for everyone to see. So, but yeah, it was a good start. So I'm definitely keen to watch some more next week. Actually, there was due to be 2 midweek matches today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
But they've been postponed as the Flashpoint now moves from LAN to online, in line with everything else.
Yeah, it makes sense for them to do that. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You know, like we've previously said, you know, everyone else has followed suit.
Yeah.
Do you want to touch on ESL?
Yeah, there's some games been played tonight, but Group A was played yesterday. Bit of an upset actually. NIP beat Astralis quite comfortably.
Ooh.
And now I'm an NIP fan, so that great news for me. But
love a bit of nip.
Always. It actually made my day when Twist got announced, because the just Twitch chat for the next 2 weeks was just nip Twist.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Astralis did not look good. But it's kind of been noted that they've done this before. They've slumped not long before Major. and then they've come out to the major and they've absolutely stomped everyone. So I'm not stressed about Astralis. I think they're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
That's still like an insanely strong team, and they're allowed to slump every now and then, you know.
That's it. No one stays at the top forever, and
yeah,
when the chips are down, they'll be thereabouts, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just gonna bring up ESL now, actually. But yeah, the other two matches, Vitality beat Godsend, and Ents lost 2-0 against Team Spirit. Ents are just in total freefall, so that was kind of like, I think it was, well, I don't know if it was expected, but that Ents team's shit, so so yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are a few. Ooh. Oh. Okay. So basically, I made notes about the big teams that are left that were yet to play.
Yeah.
So Navi and Fnatic were playing tonight, and then I think on Wednesday we see FaZe, G2, and Mouse Sports.
Yeah.
So there's actually like some really big teams left to play. And this is all on the EU side. NA doesn't start for another couple of weeks. So, but Navi have been beaten 2-0 by North tonight.
Ooh.
Which is a big surprise because that North team is not amazing. But yeah, Navi have been beaten 2-0 after looking so hot.
Yeah, so
in the Masters.
strong.
But Navi haven't. This is a really weird bit of information. Navi haven't played an online event since 2018. Like in CS, that org has not played an online event for 2 years.
Wow.
Because they've either qualified on LAN or they have been invited to LAN events. They have had zero need to play an online event. So maybe this has just fucked with them a little bit.
Quite possibly.
So I'm gonna try and catch a recap of that match and see kind of what it was like. Maybe North just popped off. I don't know, but
maybe I want to catch up with the ESL as well.
I love CS.
It's always been a massive passion for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, one that I kind of left and came back to recently, actually. But
they passed 1 million concurrent players.
Yeah, that's definitely worth touching on because that's insane for a game that is this. For all intents and I know CS:GO came out in like 2012, but CS has been around since like 1999, 2000. So it's like a 20-year-old game, and we're concurrent 1 million players is fucking crazy.
Yeah. Just unprecedented, you know, like unprecedented staying power.
Oh yeah.
Like I said to you before, like no one stays at the top forever, but if you keep developing on your core fundamentals, you know, and keep that love and craft together, it will happen. You know, that's the problems that Overwatch has had because of the development team being so split by fucking off and doing Overwatch League and XYZ, and you know they've left the core game to become stale and start to decay, and that's why they're now like putting all their eggs in their one basket with Overwatch 2. But you look at what CS has done; it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and I think the thing with CS is like fundamentally, it's like a more simple like format. You have like in terms of esports, you have one game mode, and then you just work to perfect it. Yeah, like we've discussed before, there's like every round there's like a crescendo where all of the pieces of the like play come together.
Absolutely,
which keeps it exciting, and it's up to teams to formulate new strats and plays, which in turn keeps it exciting going on, and it's almost like ever evolving just because of the way that the teams are playing.
Absolutely, it's the perfect esport.
Yeah, basically, I can't say it better. But yeah, ESL NA starts in 2 weeks, so there's nothing to add on that one.
Be interesting to see what happens there.
Yep.
Would you like to talk about a little game called Diabotical?
I love this game.
Bit of background. You love a good arena shooter, don't you?
Oh, I love a good arena shooter. Yeah. So my many hours in my old LAN cafe playing Unreal Tournament. I was actually more of an Unreal Tournament guy than a Quake guy, but Diabotical is a new AFPS. We did talk about it a bit last week as well, so I won't go into too much detail. But it's currently in closed beta. You can sign up for a key on their website.
I did it.
Yep.
I played about 3 minutes and thought it was a blast. So,
so we're in week 3 of the closed beta. There's another weekend next weekend. But the good news is, given all the coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, the studio, being the good guys that they are, the GD studios, the good studios, have decided to keep their servers open this week for the beta. So if you've got a key, you can keep playing the game.
Yeah, that's really sweet of them.
Yes.
Before it was meant to be just on a weekend basis, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's just meant to be Saturday and Sunday. But they've extended it out for the full week, and we'll see, obviously, that move into next weekend for the last weekend of the closed beta.
I mean, it does 2 things for them. It stress tests their servers because, if people are going to get isolated now and you're going to get your maximum capacity, hit it now whilst you're testing it rather than when you launch.
Yeah, for sure. Do you know, funny story about their servers? I've kept up with the game because it was like a Kickstarter project, right? So I kept up the game on monthly Twitch streams from their studio lead, James, and he ordered the servers, and he thought he was ordering 10, but he accidentally bought 100.
Oh my god!
so if their servers get tested, I'd be surprised because I think they're pretty prepared for it.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, that's great news going forward though, because it means that there should basically never be any problems for a game that's going to be this sort of size.
Yeah, they should be able to scale their player base quite nicely there. Wow.
Yeah. What a mistake to make. Yeah, he didn't realise until he noticed an obscene amount of money leave the bank account.
You've got to really check the zeros.
Yeah.
Or the decimal points, whichever you're putting in. It's always a good idea to make sure they're in the right spot or you got the right amount of zeros. Yikes.
But yeah, sick game. Everyone should check it out. Yeah,
absolutely. Even if you're not able to get a stream key, it took me about 5 days, I think, to get mine. It wasn't instantaneous, but they're not like a massive company. Like, I'm not sat there 20 minutes later going, "Where's my key?" Quite simplistic, but yeah, blast. Really enjoyed it. I will be playing more.
Good.
So yeah.
All right, nice one. I think we can probably wrap it up there.
Let's wrap it up. Right. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in with us. We will catch you next week for 6 million Overwatch League games.
Yeah, that prediction section is going to take a week, but it'll be fine. We'll get through it.
I feel old just thinking about it.
So,
catch you soon, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.